the charisma and smile of Ronaldinho opened many doors in the world of soccer. Over the last 20 years, he became one of the most beloved Brazilian players on the planet. However, there is a fan base that hates his personality and wants him far from their stadium. Today, you will find out why this fan base cannot stand Ronaldinho. Normally, a Brazilian genius who goes to Europe returns to Brazil in the final part of his career and chooses the club that revealed him to hang up his cleats. It is a way of returning home. But there are always exceptions. This story begins in 1999 when the regional championship final in the state of Rio Grande do Sul revealed to the world absurd moves by a boy named Ronaldo or Ronaldinho. Born in Grêmio, he soon showed the experienced Dunga of Inter that he would be abused. He would attack his opponents with his skill and draw attention in Grêmio and the national team, leaving Europeans alert. In January 2001, he decided to reject a $1 million proposal from Grêmio and signed a pre-contract with PSG in France. The Brazilian club, supported by a judicial process, demanded payment of BRL 84 million to release the player. In summary, Ronaldinho was leaving through the back door, and many fans did not understand this attitude of the boy. They even blamed his brother and manager, Assis Moreira, who had already been a Grêmio player and also had emotional ties to the club, or at least that was what was believed until then. From that moment on, what Ronaldinho did in his career stayed in history. Best Player in the World award, titles for the national team, and idolatry, mainly in Barcelona. At the end of 2010, he felt it was time to come home. But what would be his home in Brazil? For many, it was a chance for him to redeem himself from the controversial exit from Grêmio 10 years earlier. But what seemed like a dream comeback turned into a nightmare. The impression was that Assis and Ronaldinho were conducting a kind of auction. The Brazilian club that paid the most would take the star. Grêmio itself, Flamengo, and even Palmeiras were in the race. But it seemed that Grêmio was really willing to bring the midfielder back to Porto Alegre. The Grêmio prepared a party on the field of the Estadio Olímpico Monumental to welcome Ronaldinho. It seemed like the deal was done, and even speakers and a control table were set up for a big welcome party, but he never showed up, and 3 days later the twist was confirmed. Flamengo had signed Ronaldinho. The feeling among Grêmio fans was that of the biggest betrayal in history. They felt deceived, mainly because of statements that had already been made by the player himself, such as
Eu gosto tanto do Grêmio que se fosse sempre assim, estádio sempre cheio, a torcida sempre apoiando, eu jogava de graça. Jogava de graça, Ronaldo? Sem dúvida, acho que eu jogo no Grêmio há mais de 10 anos, então não é dinheiro que vai me fazer dar alegria. Esse monte de torcida que vem aqui só me apoia, me levanta. Então acho que o que vale é jogar por amor à camisa.
Months later, on Ronaldinho's return to the Estadio Olímpico as a Flamengo player, the reception was chaotic from all sides, with the word traitor being shouted. Besides the posters and banners alluding to money and betrayal, the player was cursed and booed for 90 consecutive minutes. The hostility was deafening, and the relationship between the two parties was obviously broken from then on. Ronaldinho still passed through Atlético Mineiro and Fluminense here in Brazil, but Grêmio never opened their doors again. At times, Ronaldinho says he has affection for the Gaucho club and even considers himself a fan. In the 2019 Copa Libertadores semi-final between Grêmio and Flamengo, Ronaldinho revealed that he would support Grêmio, but on social media his support was rejected by the fans who would kill him if they could. Football has its unwritten rules and laws, and one of them is respect for the club where you were developed. One of the most beloved players wherever he goes in the world is rejected in his own home, especially because of promises and decisions that have frustrated his fans. Do you remember any other similar cases? Write in the comments. Thank you for watching.